Hello. I don't need two mics. Yeah. So, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully pretty good. Hopefully pretty good. I'm not saying that. You can't get me to. You did make it here early, and I'm very proud of you. Granted, we were just chatting, so I'm not too surprised. You already had your headphones all set up and all. I do know how your brain's been, and I haven't been helping it. It is very warm in here. I know why we have to close the door, but dear goodness, the temperature difference between this room and the rest of it. You can drink your coffee. You can drink your coffee. I will not be drinking any coffee. Helping, enabling, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna test something real quick. What's the difference in what I just did? Is there much of a difference? 'Cause if there is, not entirely sure what this is, but we'll figure it out. Is it better or worse? CRISPR's better, right? CRISPR's better? Okay. Well, hopefully you guys are having a good day. I know we had Pilo's stream a little earlier today, where she did some Bible study, and I'm going to do a little bit of Bible study as well. It's going to be a little less content and a little, like, it's similar. I say similar in the sense that it's generally a well-known story, but we're going to go over it. Namely because I ran out of stuff to talk about, and I asked my mom, I'm like, okay, well, what should I talk about? And my mom's like, what? Kind of mostly jokingly said, how about you do Jonah? I went, okay, we can do Jonah. So, this has been a Bible channel since the very beginning, contrary to popular belief. We do a little bit of Bibling, and then we do a lot bit of gaming, at least for me. I don't have anyone here with me today, because Pilo had to go feed the dog and the kitty. Had to feed the aminals, which is very important. As for food today, I grabbed some stuff because I didn't feel like dinner, because I have to pick up dinner after for me and my sister. So I have some blueberries, I have some goldfish, and I haven't had these in ages, but I got some rice cakes. They are gonna make such a huge mess. I will make sure to clean up before I leave, but I miss rice cakes. And I can finally eat them again. So, okay, what, blueberries? I will get a handful of them. Because I was like, it's too hot outside. I spent too much time outside sitting outside with my dog. Because I had a friend over, and goodness, she would not stop barking at him, so I took her outside for a bit to see if that would chill her out. And it did. And then we went back inside and she started barking at him again. Which checks out. I don't know what it is. She's quite terrified of him. Funny in small doses, but when she doesn't stop barking, then it gets to be a little bit of a problem. And also, please remind me to eat. I've not eaten much today. Not for any good reason. It's just been really warm and I haven't eaten much. That's what I'm thinking. I think she's generally worse with men. Because I'm noticing it I'm noticing it with my grandfather, but she's better with my grandmother. But like I don't know. There's something about him that's really perturbed Piper, and she won't let him out of her sight. Like even Monday when he came over to celebrate, and she was still a little drugged because we had given her one of her final doses before she got her stitches out. And she wouldn't bark, but she just stared at him. And she wouldn't sleep for the whole 4 hours he was there visiting. It's pretty funny. But today, oh my goodness, she was loud. Loud as anything. And she's been on edge since he left Monday. So it's been very much I need to check the whole house to see if he's still here, and he's not, and she watched him leave. Yeah, she's a little special. Not necessarily a bad thing. She lets us know there's stuff going on. But it's no worries. It is no worries. She is healthy. She is... Despite the lack of food she eats, because she has food, she's just like, no, I don't want that. Despite the lack of food she eats, she is still, like, on the 1 to 10 scale, where 5 is ideal, she's still a 6. I don't know how she's managing. I wish I knew. I don't know how she's managing. It's very funny. Very funny to me. But anyways, let's get a little bit into the Bible. Let me see if I can find the right tab, because I'm great at missing them. This will do. Bibble, the little creature from that fairy movie. From the Barbie fairy movie. So, before I get too into it, does anybody here know the story of Jonah? Like, we'll take as long as we need to go through Jonah. It's only 4 chapters. But it's got a really good message to it. So, vaguely? Well, you'll get a good catch up on it anyways. Because we'll go over this for a few weeks. I am going to end up missing 1 week, be the last week of July, because I'll be away. But we'll give this 4 weeks, give or take, if we end up going a little slower through it. I'm not rushing. If we get talking about it, we can focus on certain parts of it, and then we'll move on. But for general speaking, I'm planning to do 1 chapter a week. So, let's get started. At this point in time, let's give a little bit of context. At this point in time, prophets were kind of common. And I say kind of common in the sense that there were more than one. There was a few of them. The word of the Lord would come to people in this time, and then they'd have to go and bring it to where they were instructed to. And no, that's not the word I said. That is not the word I said. And you know it. But yeah, at this point in time, there were multiple of them. And Jonah was one of them. Jonah, however, had a little bit of issue with the task he was given. As we see in the first few verses, The word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai. Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it, because its wickedness has come up before me. But Jonah ran away from the Lord and headed for Tarshish. He went down to Joppa, where he found a ship bound for that port. After paying the fare, he went aboard and sailed for Tarshish to flee from the Lord. Has anybody else ever been told to do something and then you're like, no, I'm going to go the exact opposite. I'm going to do the exact opposite because I don't feel like doing that. We'll get to that when we get to that. I think that'll be the end of, if we get there, it'll be the end of today, but we'll get to that. It's not a whale. There's many reasons why it's not a whale, but it is not a whale. Does anybody kind of, like, your mom tell you to do something, or your older sister, or your dad be like, yeah, you need to do this, and then you're like, no, I don't want to. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something else instead. Has anybody ever had done that? Ever thought that at the very least? You're just kind of, nah, I don't feel like it all the time. I think that's a little bit of human nature. Uh-huh. Sure, Solomon. Sure. So, it's kind of a bit of human nature to be obstinate, and it's something that happened at the fall and all that good nonsense. Except it wasn't. It was bad nonsense. This one's kind of a big deal. Imagine being told by God, hey, you gotta go do this, and you're like, no. And this is God, the all-powerful being that made the heavens and the earth, that could snap you out of existence if he felt like it. And you're just like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do what you said. In most cases, let's say you didn't do what a king told you to do. They're going to be pretty mad. And they'll probably smack you with at least a 2x4, if not get corporal punishment, and then all that. But let's see what God did, because he definitely didn't just let him get off with this. So, you're on a boat. These weren't, I don't think they were particularly large boats. They were, decent sized boats, but they weren't giant boats. And even giant boats are going to get thrown around by the wind. Then the Lord sent a great wind to the sea, and such a violent storm arose that the ship threatened to break up. All the sailors were afraid, and each cried out to his own God. Then they threw the cargo into the sea to lighten the ship. But Jonah had gone below deck, where he lay down and fell into a deep sleep. Is anybody else a deep sleeper? I'm not. The only time I can sleep through stuff is if I am, dead to the world, and that, never happens. How on earth would Jonah sleep through a rocking boat that's tossed in the waves, and he hears people screaming and praying out loud to all these different gods, and they're throwing stuff overboard, and the boat's creaking? How would you stay asleep? I want what he's having. I'd like a nap like that. I wish I slept like that, but no. I wake up sometimes if my parents are walking in their bedroom, which is above mine. Maybe someday we'll get it insulated and soundproofed and all that, but it's not exactly high on the priority list since we don't get up or go to bed at the same time, so it doesn't really go great. But how would you sleep through that? Well, at least he didn't sleep through the captain going down and waking him up. The captain went to him and said, "How can you sleep? Get up and call on your God. Maybe he will notice us so that we will not perish." I'm sure I don't think he sent a prayer because he was mad at God at this point. He was mad, and he's like, "No, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this." So I don't think he prayed. He probably helped them try and stabilize the ship. Maybe. He wasn't a ship man. The sailors said to each other, "Come, let us cast lots to find out who's responsible for this calamity." They cast lots, and the lots fell on Jonah. So they asked him, "Tell us, who is responsible for making all this trouble for us? What kind of work do you do? Where do you come from? What is your country? From what people are you?" I find it very, very interesting that the lots fell on Jonah. For those of you that don't know, it's basically like the short straw or the short stick, where you like hold them all in a jar, and whoever pulls out the shortest one has to wash the car or something. And most of the time that's up to chance unless you like somehow really rig it. God intentionally made the lots fall on Jonah because it was his fault. Jonah was the reason for the storm. Jonah was the reason these men were fearful for their lives. And so when they confronted him about it, and he said, "I'm a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven who made the sea and the dry land." I think I'd be pretty pissed. I think I'd be pretty mad. Like, what do you mean? This terrified them. They asked, "What have you done?" They knew he was running from the Lord because he had already told them so. "So you mean to tell me that you have angered your God by not listening to what he said? You're running away, and your God made everything, and you're not listening to him. What is wrong with you?" Now, luckily, most of us don't have to worry about this. Most of the time when we don't listen to stuff that we're told to do, the consequences aren't usually a giant storm while we're at the sea. Most of the time. I can't vouch for everybody, but I can say I've never had that personally. But still, like, how full of yourself do you have to be to think that this isn't gonna affect me? I can just do what I want. I don't have to listen to what God told me what to do. Oh, that's funny. That is a little bit funny. I'm I'm sure that was just coincidence, but regardless, it worked. Regardless, that worked. You take that sometimes. Also, I apologize that you can't really see chat on the screen. I can switch it up if it's if you can't see the chat on the screen that is bothering you, I can fix it. But for now, we're gonna leave it as is. Well, let's keep going to see what the sailors do here. Yeah, most of you should be able to still see the chat where you're typing. It's mostly just for the VOD watchers. We'll see what I can do here. Is this any better? Yeah, sorry about that. Because I switched it, swapped out the mic stuff. I guess I'll read it again. The sea was getting rougher and rougher. So they asked him, "What should we do to make the sea calm down for us?" "Pick me up and throw me into the sea, and it will become calm. I know that it is my fault that this great storm has come upon you." Instead, their men did their best to row back to land, but they could not, for the sea grew even wilder than before. Then they cried out to the Lord, "Please, Lord, do not let us die for taking this man's life. Do not hold us accountable for killing an innocent man, for you, Lord, have done as you pleased." They then took Jonah and threw him overboard, and the raging sea grew calm. At this, the men greatly feared the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows to him. They tried to get back to shore. They did not want to kill an innocent man. Well, I say innocent man in the sense that technically he's done nothing wrong, but he had sinned against the Lord in disobedience. But it was the only way. Jonah needed to face what he had done. And in doing so, and when they threw him overboard, the men on the boat turned to the Lord. While not the people that God had initially intended for Jonah to go talk to, still got more people. Still got more people to his kingdom. So let me tell you, if I was in this situation, I'd be terrified. And I would pray to... Now, I know my God is the living God. But if this happened, and I wasn't, you can bet your boots that I would be terrified if the ocean suddenly... Like, the instant this man sunk below the waves, after he had said, "It's my fault, throw me overboard," the instant everything calmed down, I'd be like, what? That would be terrifying. But we're not quite done here. We've got another verse. "Now the Lord provided a huge fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights." That is all we get on the fish. That's all we get on the fish. All we get, she was in a fish for 3 days and 3 nights. I don't know about you. Most digestive systems work faster than that. So it's a miracle in and of itself how Jonah did not die here. Like all of the, like if you look at all like the kitty stuff, it shows Jonah inside like a fleshy cave with a campfire, and he's got a little bit of light, and he didn't have that. And I imagine it smelled pretty bad, and it was dark. I don't think I'd be very happy with that. I think I'd probably be like, God, why didn't you just let me die? Am I going to be stuck in this fish forever? Am I going to be... Is this my punishment for disobeying you? I'm not so sure about that. I'm not sure about that. I think I know some places in London are pretty bad, but I'm not sure about that. Because some places, like places in London, they still have light. And I don't know if you know this. If a person is in pitch black with no light source, I don't remember the exact timeline, but if you are in pitch black with no light for multiple days, you go insane. There is nothing you can do about that. It is some form of torture, essentially, to have complete sensory deprivation for that long. Now, it might be longer than 3 days, and it wasn't complete sensory deprivation because I'm sure he still heard the fish noises, and I'm sure he heard the sloshing, and I don't want to know all what he heard. So that probably is pretty gross sounding. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like the sound of things sloshing around much. That must have sucked. I'm terrified of drowning. And I think I'd have preferred drowning. I can't say I'd have been too thrilled about the fish. But the story doesn't end there. But we are going to leave it there. While we leave it there, I will let you guys mull over what's going on in there. If you have any questions, comments on it. There is a lot we could get into here. I know my dad did a study on Jonah, and it took them quite a while to get through it. But it is a little easier to get through stuff when I'm not getting sidetracked all the time. Goodness knows I'm very familiar with that. I hope the fish had a pleasant voice. That would have made things a little easier. Why not a whale? Just how whales function. So, whales' mouths, generally, at least in the area he would have been in, their mouth can only really open enough due to, like, with all, like, the... I don't remember the exact term for them. The way that whales' mouths work, they can only really swallow krill. And, like, algae and stuff. Due to how things work. in their mouth. Like they can't, they don't open that far, generally speaking. Now, who am I to question God? But it does say fish. Everybody says whale, but it does say fish. Don't ask me about the original Greek or Hebrew. I can't read them. I never went to seminary school. I considered it, but it would have been for like journalism or something. I wasn't going for any pastoral stuff. But generally speaking, how whales work, they cannot swallow anything super large. They also don't generally want to, but like, it is said, like, even in Job, there is large sea creatures. We know there's large sea creatures. Something like the Leviathan. Leviathan is biblical. It could have been that. We don't know. All we are given is big fish. Huge fish. So I guess we're left with fish. That fish probably could have fed quite a few people. Not that we're going into that, though. That's a very different story. Goldfish, yes. This one we can eat. We can definitely eat these fish. If you guys see anything on my arm, Piper got me pretty good today. I was trying to help her calm down, and she did not. This is probably going to bruise. It didn't bleed much, thankfully, but it is sore. So, if you see anything on my arm, I'm okay. It's just my dog with her sharp, pointy toes. She abuses me. She's very rough. She doesn't... she's not very good with her own proprioception, and she's very... I don't think violent is the word, but she's definitely... No, violent's the word. She can be violent. Now... where did it go? Come on, big screen. Thank you. I forgot I had my little... Yes, that is very common. The creatures are certainly like that. Now, where were we? I do believe we were looking for boots. Because we are, as the kids say, way too slow. To even... Uh-oh, the goobers have been alerted. But we are, as the kids say, way too slow to even consider fighting bosses at the moment. So we have a couple options. I don't recall there being... I don't think we had, Sleep well, Solomon. I'm glad you could make it. Oh, there he is. You missed the Bible study. I even reminded you today. Can't take this guy anywhere. I have no idea. I've noticed that issue. I've had that issue with others, with other times. You both missed the Bible study. You'll have to go back and look at it. Now, if anyone's curious about the stream title, there is 2 meanings to it. Yes, you were a good noodle. There's 2 meanings to the stream title. One is hearing the worms, yes. And the other one was hearing what God's calling you to do. And in the case of our dear Jonah, ignoring it. I was reading Jonah chapter 1. Yes, I wish. Money's in a lot of life. I wish. Oh dear, I'm getting attacked. So, in our escapades today, we are going to be trying to find some boots. I did already tell you I don't have coffee. You should get snackies. I'll let you pick then, Are we going for Gatorade? Or are we going for water? Oh, I didn't know that was there. Electrolytes. Let me just tab out since there are slimes anyway. Yeah. Tactless was at my house today. He's the one Piper barks at. And I sat outside to try and get her to calm down. It did not work. When she was very little, she actually got a taste for him. Piper is unsure of most people. When Piper... You were over last. Piper did not constantly bark at you. She barked at you when you moved. Today, she constantly barked at Tactless. But yes, she did get Tactless when she was like a couple months old. When she was a little baby. She is no longer a little baby. She is now a very big baby. Like I said, I think she's scared of men. I don't know why. Tactless is pretty tall. It might be height, but it's also like she's not scared of my dad. But then again, that's her dad. Why would she be scared of him? 'Tis a mystery. Yes, you're tall. Look, when the bar is 5'3" for me, you're tall. Doggy go bork. Although that is what they're supposed to do. Are we talking about how tall everyone is today? Oh! That sounds about right for cats. I know whenever I come over, Kara tries to tell me that Pilo never feeds her. I hope she gets some of your father's pasta. She deserves it, I think. Both pets. They're so starved. They never get to eat anything. Oh, that is silver. I don't even know why I'm still going for it. I have a lot of silver. Owie. I'm not sure. Kara always tries to convince me you don't. She does. You know, getting food is being a good noodle, right? Feeding yourself is important. You know, that's pretty normal, I think, for working out. Especially when you're not quite used to it. What are they doing in the water? Why can the Shelly just hover? I'm not sure Piper believes that. But I will be coming home with food today, so it's gonna be hard to say. Kind of wish I had teleportation potions, but I do not. Mushrooms. Ah yes, blame your fictional sister. Yeah, hopefully. I know how it can be. Yes, but you are blaming your fictional sister for you wanting sushi. There is... You have to see how amusing that is. I mean, she'd probably also tell you to get sushi. You could ask her. She actually got me some stuff today, but I left before she got home, so I have stuff waiting for me when I get home. Yeah. Uh-oh. I hear it. I hear the worm. Poodoo. Diamond. That sounds like thunder, but I don't think it is. Could also be a motorbike, I don't know. Something's very loud outside. Motor. Motor of some kind. What did he ever do to you? Dylan's a great friend. What did he ever do to you? You know, if he goes one of these days, it is gonna be your fault. Yeah, but he's not training you at work now, is he? Well, can you give him some goldfish for me? Oof. I have. It's a very abusive relationship you guys have. I'm not sure Harley can have sushi, because a lot of the time they'll put other stuff in it. Alright, where did we die? As we were getting somewhere. Whee! What can I ask you guys today? What kind of questions have we got? I did just have some goldfish. But I can have some more. I might have to see later if there's a mod to have like on the map indicator where you died last. Well, you have time. I don't think it'll be too long. It wasn't that long last time. Yeah, that's not that long. That's not too bad. No, I think the game's hard enough as is, especially with me putting everything on the map. Yeah, like, ta-da, map off. Like, there is still a map button, but I can't just turn off the empty map. It is, in fact, a feature, not a bug. Fish down. Well, let's keep track. We've already seen a few of them. I think we've seen, what, 3 or 4 already? Are we counting those? Excuse you. In the beninging. I can't imagine it would be particularly tasty. I mean, I know I probably tastes purple, but whatever purple tastes like, I wouldn't know. and I'm glad I took the path down that I did. Chinese? I don't think purple tastes like chicken. Like, if I was to give the corruption a particular flavor, I think it would be mold. Unfortunately. Look, as pretty as it is, there is nothing about that place that screams food safe to me. Look, man, just because you don't like vegetables does not mean everybody else hates vegetables. True, you can get burgers there. I think that's the only food safe thing in there. I don't trust eating anything else from there. Although, I would trust getting food from the corruption more than I would the Crimson. We do not have the Crimson in this world. Which is... could be arguably a bummer due to some of the drops, but... it could be worse. We will make do. Alright. We can head back up that way. Yeah. Or you get mad cow disease. Except it wouldn't be mad cow disease. Because the Crimson's main motif is flesh. I think that's less hygienic than whatever. Hallow, yeah, I think Hallow's probably fine. I mean, you could eat the fairy dust, probably. I don't think that would kill you. You have an expert in the field? If we have an expert, I'm sure we can ask. Yeah, don't do that. Although I have heard that it tastes like veal. But also, it doesn't necessarily say what kind of flesh. I don't really want to know. Oh, I hear a worm. One worm. One worm before sushi. One worm before sushi. I also like watching worms. So, kind of funny story. When my sister was a lot younger, and back when she was still in school, she and her friend would play with the dirt and would, like, make, like, worm sanctuary in the mud. It was a little strange, but she and her friend had a good time. And So she and her friend were playing, and some kids wanted to play with their Beyblades in the same area they were playing. Like, literally, it was a puddle. It was muddy. It was around one of those like metal poles that they would use for tetherball that they never had tetherball out for. And my dear sister and her friend, they acquiesced. They did not want to, but they were like, sure, whatever, but let's make the arena better for you. So they played with the mud a little more, made sure that it was all stirred up, and then they left. And so the boys decided to play with their Beyblades in the muddy pond, and they lost their Beyblade. And tried to blame my sister and her friend for losing, for getting their Beyblade lost. It ultimately went nowhere because, you know, you chose to play with Beyblades in a muddy puddle. That is your fault. But you do know how kids are sometimes. Yeah. Nobody said kids were the brightest. I don't think that's how you spell Bakugan. I'm not an expert, but I don't think that's how you spell it. Arm's bugging me today. So, do you guys think we'll find anything that's actually useful for me today? Dude, where'd you come from? Yeah, you added multiple letters in there, that's why I was confused. Like, scroll back up and look how you spelled Bakugan. I may not be an expert, but I am usually half decent at spelling. Can you not go through the walls? You? Doubtful. Not necessarily a bad thing, though. Man, Baidut. That is how they made hoarders out of all of us. I know I've got a few neat cards. Get him my blades. Yeah, that would've spooked you a bit. You know they're not real now, right? Right? SCPs are, SCP is short for Secure, Protect, Can Contain. And they That is a worm! Worm 2! We have hit second worm. And it's a group project with basically everybody. Worm 3. Yeah, they're silly fictional things that are contained in this foundation called the SCP Foundation. Big surprise on that one. And yeah. And so there's, you know, funny creatures, there's scary creatures, there's the unkillable worm, which is one of my favorites. Not worm. Lizard. Unkillable lizard. And there's also Josie. Josie's one of my other favorites. Oh, granite biome's so pretty. Should build a house out of granite. Shame about the limited granite. There's a gem up there.
Yeah, orange gem.
I don't think it worked either, but I'm sure Worm 4 will show up. Oh, did I find a spider biome? I think I did. Uh-oh.
Spider.
There's something important in the spider biome. I don't remember what it was, though. Snack, what was it that we could find in spider biomes that was important? Or was that... Well, I have one. Oh yes, the webhook. The infinitely better... Oh my gosh. The one where you can have 8 instead of, you know, 1. And also, I don't think I have I don't have a house for her, but you can also sometimes find the stylist in here.
Snacky time.
Oh look, the stylist. Spider fangs? Is that a hard mode thing, or is it a... Or can I get that now? Yeah, okay. So finding this is a good thing, but we're not... Yeah, I figured it was a hard mode thing. Because these spiders are, These spiders are not cracked up. I say in a joking manner. Because,
Spiders can be a little spoopy.
spider armor is one of the best early. Okay, well then knowing where this is great.
We're not there yet. Oh my goodness, look at all the spiders.
Yes, Australia is one of the biomes in here. Um... I think I just turned it off. Okay, so I'm gonna do this while I have a little... open one of these. I know, I'm very proud of Neil the Seal. He's back to his shenanigans. I'm very proud of Neil. For those that do not know, Neil the Seal is a big boy who likes to block traffic and keep people out of their in their houses. Let me see what I can find on him real quick. Look at this big boy. Look at this big boy. I know, he's so much bigger now. Well, some of these are from recent, so. Like, he's just a big boy. We do love Neil. Why hunt for fish when you can... Who did that? Snack, I thought you were better than this. Well, see, Kara's not adorkable. Kara's just adorable. I don't think she's a dork. I don't think she classifies in that. A friendly gesture? Is that reminding me to eat? Because I am eating. Please respect the privacy of Neil the Seal. I do love seals. They're very cute. Yes, but Kara's not orange. I love her. She is not orange. She has too many brain cells to be considered orange. Yeah.
Here we go.
Kara's not orange. Oh dear. I'm running into this again. If I stay down here, I should be fine. If I don't go in the water, where the evil piranhas are. What the heck is this? What kind of structure is this? I also wish I had cool fangs. These are... Oh! This is neat. We're gonna need these for later. Still not what we're looking for, though. I did, but not because I bought them. I did because Solomon bought them for me. One of these days I should get everybody to play Pico Park with me. I think that would be a fun time.
Ice bats!
I love the snow biome, at least the underground snow biome.
The ice blade.
Not running melee, but can't hurt. No, you don't buy yourself games, you just get sniped with games. I could go back to the surface. Yeah, PlayStation's... PlayStation.
Ice bat! Ice bat! Oh no, he's stuck.
only need one more. And we... Let's just put that there for now. Get the mud out of here.
So I can hold my pretties.
There's gotta be a house around here somewhere.
Oof.
You could also get new keycaps. We had what, 3 or 4 worms? Three worm. But it sucks that only one of those broke. Anyways, I still see the stretch.
Green hat.
No drinking. That's mean to me. I let you come into my house and drink my water, and you don't let me drink my own stuff. Fine, no more workouts. Not allowed to come over anymore. Thank you, Snack. Also, thank you, Pilo. I see who my friends really are. I did already tell you I wasn't going to have coffee.
Peeky.
What kind of sushi did you get today?
Volcano roll, crab roll, and shrimp tempura. Yummy. Sounds very, very tasty.
I should grab some sushi this weekend. Alright, now where did we die? Way over there. Yeah, that is not an edible blueberry. That is a rock. It isn't a rock. It's just a very young blueberry. So I'm glad my glasses are on and it kind of like blocks my eyes because I have an eye twitch that I've had for like a week now. It's very annoying. All right. Another stretch. I got a question for you guys. If you were to go into whatever fictional world you wanted to, and I will say you are allowed to like fit into that society, you don't have to go in just as yourself, but you can like get maybe a power to just like blend in with the society. Which one would you pick? Wakanda, they could fix me? I can't say I know anything about that, so I can't I can't say anything on that topic. I genuinely don't know anything about that. Thank you. Very quick on the Snape. We take quick snipes. I'm a little slow on the uptick on getting them, so. And gee, I wonder which world Sneck would want. What would you want, buddy? What world would you want to go into? I say asking a completely rhetorical question because I know the answer. Truly like the most impossible question ever. What would you want? Where would you want to live? Worm. One of these days I'll get gummy worms before I come here. I did not feel like gummy worms today.
I wasn't anywhere near the jellyfish.
The Joltix called to you.
Okay then.
I thought I was on the rope. The Joltix, they do call for you. But will you answer? I also wish they were better than they are. They're not... like, they're okay.
No, just to my death. I'm just falling to my death.
A frankly common occurrence in this game.
Do, 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 do.
Just wait till I get some other minecarts. It is better than most bugs. Unfortunately, Vikavolt does better than Galvantula. In, like, every sense of it. Although I suppose it has its, it helps that it's a 3-stage and not... Galvantula is better than Vikavolt? I suppose it depends on what you're going for with it. Yeah, I guess it depends on what you're going for. If you're going for speed... Yes. You would know more than me on this stuff. You are the bug enthusiast here. My friends, the bug enthusiasts.
Come on. Up we go.
was perfect. What the heck? I hate silt. Me and my homies all hate silt. Oh, that would be why I'm struggling. I forgot to summon my babies. My little swords. My knives. Well, not what I'm looking for. I believe they do. If anyone did that to me, gave me a Palkia and a Dialga plushie trying to say that, yeah, that's your time and space, I would take them and then tell the person to get out. I think. Like, I'll take the plushies, but, I don't think you would eat the plushies. I know when I was in Kingston, I got a plushie. I don't know if that's the same store you were talking about. It was just a Mind Games that I was at. Midori. Well, you do go to Kingston enough. I am sure we could find a reason to go. Also not what I'm looking for. Kingston's not that big. I'm sure we could find our way to it. Well, that's our last heart crystal we needed. But we'll pick up the other ones as well. Least favorite type. What is everyone's least favorite type? That's a good question. There's so many slimes. Yeah, every Pokemon type has their strengths and weaknesses. I can't really pick one or the other. Psychic? I blame them for my depression. But they're so cute! The Psychic Mons are, like, friends. A bunch of them don't want you to be depressed.
rock. Ground.
Like, I don't think I have one that I actually dislike out of all of them. You know, Snack, that does not surprise me. Well, I suppose I have to ask, are we being more specific to the type, or just, like, Pokemon in it we dislike? Greetings. Oh, you think you found something, little guy? I guess if we're going that way... I'm doing pretty okay. Piper got me pretty good earlier, but I'm doing pretty okay. Dude, I already knew that's there. There's nothing in it. Thank you for nothing, fairy. Very cool. As for my least favorite type, I would probably have to say ice, for the fact that Game Freak never builds the ice types correctly. Yes, it is Terraria Calamity mod. I am sucking very badly. I'm trying to find Hermes boots. It's not working. I'm not fast enough. Like, I've got the damage for the boss. I'm just not fast enough at this point. Yes, I know it's there. Thank you. That's not what I'm looking for. Screaming. I am in the caves. But I have been having much bad luck. I'll find everything else. I'm just exploring at the moment. I've been everywhere, like, I've been in all sorts of caves. I'm just following where the path leads me. it's been a lot of mushroom. Like, honestly, I haven't found much.
More ice knife. Do-do.
Because alternatively, I could try and find the sand boots. This is where I start. I did dig down from here. And I dug down and found nothing good. I'll find them eventually. I'm just here for a good time.
Slappy cat. Why did she smack me?
Well, this is a place to end up. Where am I on the map? Okay, okay. What? A punishment wheel and a reward wheel. What did the punishment first? 2 reward wheels. Check my posture. Check the streamer that sits up pretty well. I generally sit up pretty straight. As for the reward wheel, okay, I don't. Self-care is snack. Can snack be self-care? And check out the bad vibes. I'm not really feeling many bad vibes right now. Snack is self-care? Okay, I'm gonna have another one of these. Uh-oh. Is there more in here? I don't think so. I think it's just the ones down here.
Geese. Yeah, we're not gonna go that way.
So we started in the spider biome. With a This is a big spider biome. Oh, heck yeah.
The web.
Chat, can we get tactless? Can we just get him? He's being a little naughty.
Uh-huh, sure.
Keep telling yourself that. You know what you did. I was not talking about that. The fact that that's where your mind went is frankly telling, though. I think chat would beat you up if I asked nicely. I think they'd jump you behind the Gregs if I really, really wanted you to. Oh, so a punishment wheel for him. So you gotta do this Tactlist, okay? That is how this works. I don't know where you are, but put blankets all over you. You are a streamer, remember?
Oh, there's slime behind me.
How about you do it now?
Please. Oh no, I fell.
Yeah. And also because you bought me a game.
Excuses, excuses. There we go. We also found stuff to cosplay a toad. Pop that there just for now. So I want that as well. Let's grab that. Yeah, let's not. I would like you guys to keep your ears. Alright, I'd say that was a pretty good haul. Finally found what we needed. Hopefully. Beep, 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 beep. All we needed was a teleportation potion. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I think the last time I talked like Toad, I did it halfway across the room and it was still really loud. Goombas versus Koopas. Good question. Does anybody have opinions on that? You like the Chain Chomps. The Chain Chomps aren't either of those family. Okay. I don't think so. Taking damage. And sometimes yourself. Yeah, sounds about right. I think there's a few with blue shells. I think Larry's one of them. I think Ludwig also has a blue shell. Not that I'm an expert. Where is he? Did I put it in here, right? I did not. Yes, Bowser's a Koopa. The penguin peeps. Where
Where is my little sentry? Where did I put the squirrel? If I still have the squirrel even, I'm not sure if I do. That's a potion. Thought I kept it. I did. I was looking in the wrong spot. Pop that in the potions. I will sort that later. Actually, what else have I got in here? That. I don't feel like using the regen. We are now faster. I still haven't seen either Mario movie. I've heard good things. Like, I'm sure I'd enjoy them, I just haven't seen them. Same way as I've seen both the first and the third of the Sonic movies. But not the second. Better, much better. Yeah, I think if I come at it with I did. I think if I came at it during the day, I'd be able to. It's when I didn't have, because I came at it with like half health. I think I can get him. I forgot to use my potion. Did you even do the punishment, or did you just say you did the punishment? Are you toasty now? I don't think he did the punishment. MS Paint, a random chat suggested blindfolded. Where's MS Paint then? Alright, what am I drawing blindfolded? A worm? Let's paint a worm. I can do Bidoof as well. Can I pick the colors beforehand? Like, can I pick a color beforehand? I'm not doing shiny Piplup. You've given me 2. I already have 2. Okay. I'm not doing it blindfolded, but I will just close my eyes. Or I can cover my eyes. Make sure I'm on the canvas first. Not bad. That is definitely a worm. I'll do this one. Man by Doot. The worm's pretty good. Can I give the worm eyes now that I can see? Bidoof. Here. This is what the other one is. I will send that to myself so I can treasure it for later. Thank you for that one. That was very funny. Oh, and a reward wheel. Thank you for reminding me. I would have forgotten. Five deep breaths. Yes, yes it is. You did. Man, I dislike deep breathing. That was more of a punishment for me than anything else. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it really doesn't help. I find controlled breathing makes me really dizzy. My lovely squirrel.
Isn't he sweet?
Something tells me he is manually breathing. And so are all of you. I wonder if I lowered the difficulty if I could do it. I don't want to. Yeah, probably 9 again. I did die. It's good to see you, Rabbi. The summoning Solomon did was a little late. I do that a lot. Wanna watch me do it again?
My little bugs. My little bugs. Yes! My little baby bugs.
I am. I am practicing for my resurrection, and it's gonna be a good one. I hope.
Stick bug.
Is it first in, first out for Rabbi? Is it like with food? Is it first in, first out? Yes. Yes, we need the rapture hatch in the roof. No. No, I'm not winning. I'm dying. Oh wonder. What else have I got in here? The merchant. No, I'm dying. Where did the shark teeth end up? In here. Boomerang. I think when she says bath, I think she means like personal bath. Oh, perfect, Rabbi. That's perfect. I think we should be good. I don't see a rapture hatch in this roof, though. Yeah, there's no hatches. A skylight would do this room some good, I think. We do. Like, there's nothing in here for it. I may have to come back to this one. Yeah, all we got in here right now is this bad boy. It was very warm when I got in here. I don't know, can you guys hear the fan? I'm gonna... Let's try doing master. It is warm. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It wasn't like death in here, but I did leave the door open when I got here and aired it out a bit more. If you had the Yeti on, yes. This mic's pretty good about getting background noise out. Hopefully I did fix the peaking that it was doing. But because I can't get the Yeti to work properly, we just use mine. Makes my life a little bit easier. I think this fan is a battery. This one is cord. You can barely hear anything. Have you tried turning it up? Yeah, this is more manageable. Is muy loud enough. Good. So death mode might be a little bit out of my wheelhouse. Okay, have fun. Thank you for stopping in. Oops. Yeah, I might not be able to do death mode. I turned death mode off. I am in the next difficulty down. I did study already. I don't got this. I don't know if you noticed. I turned the difficulty down. I did study the Bible today. That's one. I wish. Oh, he's back. Ugh. Did better. Death mode might be a little too hard for me. Now don't get me wrong. Master mode is still hard. Because Revengeance mode is like, the levels are like, yeah. Like, I think it's doable. Which one does more? You do 11, you do 10. Let's try the babies this time. Do, 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 do. Look at my babies. Let's pop you down. Let's put that on. Come back. I think the bugs might be the go-to. Anxiety. I play these games for fun. Go, my bugs. He sped up. Almost. Heck yeah. Bugs win. Desert Scourge Relic. Ocean Crust. Dried Locket. Coral. Hee hee! Bug. Permaworm. Well, have a good night. Bye, dude. A sippy. Anyways, we're gonna go try again. You can't afford the snacky time. Thank you. I will tab out so I can have my bigger snack that takes me a little longer to eat. This is my third one tonight. So how are you today, Course? I didn't ask you because I was mid-boss rush. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Good, I'm glad it's cleared up. I don't like when my friends are grumpy. Okay. Alright, there's that gone. I have water still, though. There we go. Master mode wasn't the one I wanted. I wanted Infernum. There we go. I'll need that.
That would be why.
This master gives you another slot. That would be why.
Munching. I am also munching.
Stop breaking my armor. Anyways, we will be doing it again. It's below the desert. I'm not sure it's below that desert, though. I was blended into a zesty sauce. I can be. Basically, the reason okay, so Revengeance mode is like the normal mode. Not Revengeance, Calamity, like okay. Yeah, Revengeance is the normal mode right here. You can't see it because my thing's in the way. There we go. So Revengeance is the normal mode. I'll leave my camera up here so you can see my death messages because they're funny. And Infernum is the one I've been wanting to play, but I had it on the wrong setting. And if you do Infernum, you get 2 trophies. One of them's gold and one of them's kind of purplish. Are you in a situation? That is a good question. I can't say for sure if you're in a situation or not. I might put the goobers back on. They help me see a little bit better. Almost, almost. Oh, so close. Yeah, I can definitely get him. What was that? What was that achievement? Three deaths in a row. Yeah, no, I can definitely get that. I can definitely get that. Come to me, my babies. I have no idea. It is really a mystery how I got that. There we go. We'll get him. We'll get him. He is not long for this world. We'll get him. Yeah, the death messages in this game are quite funny. Postman Hiss, the traveling merchant. What's Brettle do? Oh, that's just what it is. Oh, way too many times. The Empress of Light sent me to the farm up north. At least. My bones were shattered. It was at least 3 times. I was eaten. Yes, it is. It is a very fun word. So close. So close.
We can try with the little stars.
Mark my words, we will get this man. I mean, it depends on how long the attempts get.
Dang it.
See, the runs are very quick. Now, if it was a longer boss, absolutely, but this boss is killing me quick. So, there are these things that come in from the sides. There's like, they look like feathers, kind of like the harpies. This aura killed me.
I don't think so.
One of these days I should show you why we're not doing King Slime first. Domain expansion worm. See, there's feathers that come in from the sides here. I have to give him a cookie? Sure, I can give him a cookie when I come back. Why did you cheese little moth? What did he do to you? Why? Why did you cheese my moth? Mean to my bug. Yeah, you guys are hurting my bug. That's not very nice. Thank you. Thank you for smacking quartz. He deserves it for hurting my moth. My moth did nothing to him. See, Kara... There's nothing I could do to Kara. I can, like, scold Kara and I can not let her go outside, but... I wouldn't I wouldn't actually hurt Kara. Now, my friend Quartz, no, I would not hurt Quartz either. I jest. That time I didn't see what hit me. I think we'll do one more attempt. And then I'll just sit and make some stuff. There's some stuff I need to make.
Waluigi time!
Victide. Magic. Magic, melee, ranged, rogue, summon. Forget, is there pants to this? Yeah, there's pants to this thing. Summons a sea snail. Okay, and then if we grab read, Max minion. One last worm. Yeah, we do one last worm. This time for real, for real. Where's the thing I just made? Two summon tag damage. It's not better than the whip. This time for sure. I have more armor this time. And I have another little guy. Whee! Oh, we are melting him now. No! Okay, I lied. We're doing one more. We do one more. It's 9 o'clock. We're doing one more. We're one more. I want to get this before I go home. Wee! the worms can soup. I'm so close. I gotta get it before I go. I live here now, yeah. I gotta bring Goma dinner for Cat, though, so I can't live here forever. My sister does need to eat dinner at some point. Yeah, what the heck, I'm not driving one more word for the road. I do request that you put that somewhere. Whee! You like my jellyfish on a string? And I am driving, I do have to drive home. Let's re-summon you, little guy. The bugs send me power, excellent. Got him! Yeah! Oh, and we got the trophy. And we got the plushie! Let's go! Thank you, buggies. Let's go! Look at the little plushie! Look at him! What? And we hang the trophy up on the wall. A budget desert medallion because the other one is too cursed to wear. That's funny. Well, we killed some worms. We killed lots of worms. We got the boss done that I wanted to get done. Twice. So that means next time we get to go to the Sunken Sea. If I can find it. Supposedly it's under the desert. We have 2 deserts. The Sunken Sea is a really pretty biome, and basically past this point I haven't actually played much more. So we're gonna figure it out together. Now that I've figured out which mode to be in. Master mode was not the right one. I do know what I'm doing in the Sunken Sea. Have I passed it? No, but I do know what I'm doing in there. So next time, we're gonna go swimming. And hopefully not drown. Thank you for popping in. I'll be sure to keep in touch. And